On the day of my mother's funeral, I found a box of letters she never sent me. Last night, I discovered why she kept them. Mom died on a Tuesday. The doctor said her heart simply stopped worn out after 68 years of relentless optimism, despite a life that gave her every reason to be bitter. I'd flown home to pack up her small apartment, the same one-bedroom where she'd raised me after Dad left when I was 4. Everything looked exactly as I remembered from my childhood. Fanes the faded floral couch, the collection of thrift store teacups, the walls covered in framed photos of me at every age. In her bedroom closet behind a stack of neatly folded sweaters, I found a shoebox tied with twine. Inside were 47 envelopes, each addressed to me in her unmistakable handwriting, each stamped but never mailed, each dated on my birthday starting with my 18th. The day I had left for college across the country, swearing I'd never return to our struggling waters home. The first letter began, "My dearest Emily, today you've been gone exactly 12 hours, and already the apartment feels too quiet. I sat on her bed and read through decades of my life, you through her eyes. She wrote about her pride when I graduated, her excitement about my first job, her joy when I married Daniel. She described watching my career blossom from afar through social media and occasional phone calls. What struck me most was what the letters didn't contain no mention of the birthdays I forgot to call. No guilt over the holidays I missed because work was too busy. No disappointment about moving her into assisted living from 3 seats away, delegating her care to the facility staff while I managed her decline through weekly FaceTime calls. Instead, each letter radiated pure, unconditional love. Sometimes I worry you think I'm lonely, she wrote on my 35th birthday. Please don't. Every morning I wake up and look at your photos, and I think about how you're out there changing the world. That's enough for me. I flew home yesterday back to my husband and children, with a box of letters carefully packed in my carry-on. After the kids were asleep, I showed them to Daniel, who held me while I cried for all the time I wasted, all the visits I'd postponed. Why wouldn't she mail them? I asked through tears, or keep them hidden away? He considered the question carefully. Maybe she was afraid of what, that I'd feel guilty, that I'd be upset, that you'd come home out of obligation instead of choice, he said quietly. Maybe she wanted you to fly because you wanted to, not because her letters made you feel you had to. Last night I couldn't sleep. At 3 a.m. I went to the kitchen and wrote my first letter to my 10-year-old daughter to be opened on her 18th birthday. I described how she looks when she sleeps, how her laugh makes even my worst days better, how watching her grow is the greatest privilege of my life. But unlike my mother, I won't wait until she's gone to share how much she's loved. I won't mistake her independence for indifference. I won't assume she knows how irreplaceable she is to me. This morning, I called my boss and requested a sabbatical, and then I booked 3 tickets back to Moundstown for next month. Here is a storage unit of her belongings waiting to be sorted, and I want my children to see the places their grandmother loved. The park where she taught me to ride a bike, the library where she read to me every Saturday, the diner where she worked double shifts to keep our electricity on. Some lessons arrive too late to thank the teacher. Some love letters are discovered long after they should have been sent. Some connections persist beyond all logic, beyond distance, beyond even death. Mom kept those letters because she knew something I am only learning now. True love doesn't demand acknowledgement to endure, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't acknowledge it while we still can.